Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is K. Jamal Jones. This is Roll TRS, and today's topic is Dead Poet Society. I had the privilege of watching Dead Poet Society for the first time a few days ago, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was blown away by that movie. And one of the reasons why it resonated with me so much is because Robin Williams' character plays an English teacher at a prep school, and his mission and his goal is to help these young men understand a term called carpe diem, which means seize the day. And the reason why it's so significant for these young men is because they come from families that are, driven by status, driven by, wanting to be accepted, driven by the careers that were considered excellent at the time, such as doctors, lawyers, engineers, all those, those careers that, we were taught, so to speak, to shoot after because it meant financial stability and it meant wealth and it meant a level of life that, wouldn't be able to be attained had you not gone that route. And when he expresses to these young men about the term carpe diem, seize the day, and helps them to understand who they are and helps them to understand the power that lives inside of them, they all, in their own ways, one by one, as the movie goes on, they break out of their shells and they become who they were intended to become. So this Dead Poet Society was a group that Mr. Keaton, Robin Williams' character, was a part of as he was a student at the school, as a former student there. And one of his present students noticed in their annual yearbook that he was a part of this Dead Poet Society, and he asked Robin Williams, what is this about? And, he really didn't want to get into it with them. He told them that the present administration wouldn't be too fond of them if they started a Dead Poet Society. But basically what it was, these young men had an opportunity to get away from the school and go into a secluded area, which for them was sort of like a cave type setting. And they read poetry, and they really just used that opportunity to express themselves by reading other poems, as well as sharing some of their own poetic works. And what this activity did for these young men was be able to give them confidence that they would not have had if Mr. Keating never came along. So with that, one of the poets who they highlighted was Henry David Thoreau, who's if you know anything about poetry or history, he's definitely an individual that needs to be studied. But I think about Langston Hughes, I think about Maya Angelou, I think about Tupac Shakur, I think about Biggie Smalls, I think about Jay-Z, I think about Nas, I think about Kendrick Lamar, I think about Andre 3000, I think about Drake, I think about Lil Wayne, I think about Cassidy. The list goes on of hip-hop MCs who are able to tell stories to a beat in rhythmic form and have individuals stirred and moved to the point where sometimes you have to rewind what's being said because it's said so fast and you get so caught up in the beat that you really don't fully understand the message. There's some things, some songs that I listen to this day from Jay-Z in particular, and I'm like, man, that's what he said. So that, to me, can't just be watered down to rap and labeled music. Poetry speaks to the heart, it speaks to the soul, it speaks to the mind, it challenges, it encourages, it empowers, it encourages, it inspires. It does the things that need to be done. And it is a way of being able to express yourself in a non-threatening way, but yet have such a profound impact on the world that by the time people figure out what's being said, You know, it's nothing else that they can do but appreciate the work that was put into that work of poetry. So, as Dead Poet Society served those young men in a way to help them express themselves as a person who considers himself a progressive leader in terms of the field of motivation, communication, helping people to understand who they are from a life coaching perspective. You know, being a free thinker, being an individual who knows and understands that life is great, and every moment we receive is another opportunity for us to do well and to make somebody else's life better. I'm grateful that I've been blessed, I've been fortunate to be able to appreciate life in the way that I've been able to appreciate life, in that I've been put here, literally put here on this earth, to empower, encourage, and inspire people to discover the fullness of who they are. And if I could be totally honest, I think the thing that got me most excited about watching this movie, Dead Poet Society, is that I was able to see things that I've done and teaching methods that I've used in the past and kind of felt awkward about it because nobody else was doing it. The exact level and passion and intensity that Robin Williams displayed, in his character, resonated with me so much because I've done those things already. So it really was sort of like an unofficial confirmation, if you will, to let me know that I'm on the right track. And sometimes we have things like a song or a movie, or somebody comes along and kind of pats us on the back and says, thank you, I really appreciate what you've done. And then sometimes you don't have people around to pat you on the back or to tell you that you've done a good job or to tell you that you're on the right track or to tell you that, it resonated with me. So sometimes that confirmation and that assurance might come through a movie. And for me, that's exactly what happened. So Dead Poet Society, I'm grateful that work was put forward. I'm grateful that I was able to engage in it. It is now one of my all-time favorite movies, and it definitely gave me an extra push to continue to rock out and motivate the world in my own special way. So with that, I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes to Kenyon Jones Presents on YouTube. We are grateful. We are fortunate that you give us an opportunity to invest in your lives. All the support on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We cannot say thank you enough. I want to remind you to always, always, always rock out with the rock stars. Thank you for watching, and God bless.